Back again. Another day 16. Basically, how to close a call from start to finish. And this is really why you're here. This is the main part. I know yesterday we were going deep into some other areas, but I really want to focus on like actually closing a call because, again, as you know, if you control the flow, if you control the pace, you control the outcome. So most people lose the call in the first 5 minutes, not the last. I actually had a call with one of my community members the other day, and he gave me this role play, and like after 10 minutes, I was like, cool, we need to stop there. I was like, you've lost me fucking ages ago. And he was like, and then I did a role play with him. He was like, oh, I was going to ask you all of those questions later. I'm like, it doesn't matter when you were going to ask them. It's the point that you didn't ask them when I needed them. It's like, play the person, make sure that you fucking set the context. There's a lot to fucking sales, and there's a lot to scripts, and there's a lot to fucking everything. And I call it that I don't give a fuck if you close script. That's what I like. That's what I've been using. I can send you my I don't give a fuck if you close script template if you comment script in the DMs, I guess, and not in the DMs. This is YouTube, in the comments, and I'll send it to you. But essentially, there's a few major parts. The connection, so opening the call, bomb. Hello, mate. Can you hear me? Yeah. See me? Okay, cool. And then I just go quick. I don't really want to be fucking making friends because I know I'm fucking good enough, and I know that I'm fucking there to provide a service, and I know that I'm fucking don't need more mates. Cool. Where are you based? Bomb. Okay, nice one. If you want, you can crack a joke. I always recommend to swear nice and early on to break the tension and to build that, to drop the sales resistance, because you're a normal person. I kind of just sit to the side like I'm chilling, like I am your therapist. And then what I would do is, actually, I'm going to edit this, is go from there. And then, bam, straight in, no fucking around. First 30 seconds, I'm going to frame the call, setting the expectation. So there's a lot of different stages. So it's like connection, framing the call, the overall outcome / the discovery phase, removing the DIY objection, like why can't they do it on their own, painting the future vision, reality check, and then transition to the pitch. Then the close. Then there's objection handling as well. So just to start, like I said, the connection, open the call, make it brief. Like they'll fucking love you if you're good enough along the way and if you can help them. Framing the call. Cool. What I'd love to do today is talk to you really about where you're at now. And then I use my hands, where you're at now, and then where you want to go. This is the gap. You are creating the gap. You're visually showing them the gap. What I'd love to do is just ask you a few questions to understand where you're at personally and where you want to go. And ultimately see if we can help you get there. We can help bridge that gap. Because the truth is we can't help everyone, but it'd be good to see if we can, and if you can make it there. Sound fair enough? Yeah, perfect. Sounds good. Then you move into the overall outcome. So you're just setting the tone. Nice and authoritative, nice and fucking concise. Don't fuck around. Don't try and make friends. It's like, bomb. Remember, these are not box ticking exercises. So really, the overall outcome is, for me, the best place to start building the gap. You're not going to what I would do is I would spend all of my time in discovery. So like straight away, I go into big picture. What's the overall outcome you're looking to achieve? Let them respond and then challenge their motivations, goals, and then go heavy on them. Because most people don't even know what their goals are. So I will make sure they tell me their fucking goals, and I'll sit there for 20 minutes until they tell me their goals before I move on. Once I've got some information, I'll dig. Depending on the offer, it changes. But I'll dig. Find out what they're doing for work. Find out their relationship status. Find out about their family life. Find out about their fucking everything and why they want to do it. And then when I find out their goal, whatever it is, if it's financial, I'll basically tell them no one's goal is financial, really. They just want what the money can bring them. Time or location freedom. Which one is yours? Why is that? Why is that so important to you? Why haven't you got it already? Okay, cool. And what does that look like to you? Paint the fucking picture. I paint the picture so early on that I'm like, cool. So your goal is fucking huge. And I make the goal as big as possible, because the bigger the gap, the more help they need. If you're here and your fucking goal is here, the gap is fucking tiny. If your goal is here and your fucking starting point is completely fucking the other end of the world, it's a huge gap, and they need fucking huge levels of assistance to get there. Boom. So once you're getting that, I fucking delve deep into their goals. Why do they want that goal? Why is that even fucking a consideration for them? Like, I need them to fucking feel almost insignificant that they haven't fucking mapped out their goals enough. And then I'm going to find out more about what's stopping them from getting there. Once you really get the real goals, then you can start to dig into the pain. The pain is the most important part, because the pain is the motivator. What's your rationale for doing this? Like, what really is driving you? What's really stopping you? And then Once you're getting the pain, just delve deeper. It's simple. You find out what they really want, and you find out what they're running away from, and then you dig. That's literally it. And I like to ask the question, are you chasing the cheese or running away from the cat? Because you get to see what drives them. And most people, they'll tell you like maybe they're running away from the cat, which is fear. And then they're chasing the cheese, which is goals. They're going to be both. But I'm just fucking making the gap as big as possible. And when you have the really deep pain as to why they need to make a change, you move on. Again, same thing. Once you really have the reason for them wanting to achieve their goals, then you move on. Like, you don't move on until you fucking do it, because otherwise you'll never really get what you need. If you don't do it, like, you're only basically fucking yourself up. At the end of the day, you need to have those exact fucking reasons as to why they're fucking here. Right? Let me just find, I've actually got another script as well. I know you can't see this, but I've got another one. Cool. Here you go. Helps if you know like the income that they want and all that sort of shit as well. So that always helps. Okay, cool. Situation, you can go into their work, go into the pain. What's the motivator? How does it feel? What would you regret most if you stay stuck? Like, what was the breaking point that made you book this call? You need to understand their pain here and stack the pain for later. Stack the fucking pain for later. Stack it hard. Understand their desired outcome. Understand their desired monthly fucking income. Understand their fucking situation. Then you remove the DIY. Cool. I'm a firm believer that anyone can do this on their own. It's just there's enough YouTube videos out there, but it really comes down to the fact that, like, doing that, there's going to be ball ache, there's going to be struggle, there's going to be fucking time lost. Like, why are you looking for outside help? Why not just do it on your own? Cool. And then bomb. What have you already tried? YouTube, Reddit, 3D PDFs. What do you actually feel like you need help with the most? That's key, because you need to know what they want help with, because that then goes into the pitch. Have you looked into getting help before? What stopped you? Why now instead of a month ago or 6 months from now? What changed for you? Cool. A month ago or 6 months from now, like, that just pegs them into why today. Why fucking today? That's it. You need to understand their why now and why us moment here. After that, you go into the criteria. What would it be that you actually need from us specifically? Have you had support before, coaching, mentorship? What worked, what didn't work? Why do you think now is the right time to take this seriously? Sounds like you need to make some changes. You need to understand what they want from you here. Because again, like I said, that will just bleed into the fucking pitch. Then you go into the solution. So let's fast forward 6 to 12 months or even 18 months. Everything clicks. You built the skill, landed a killer role or killer position, whatever it is that they're selling, earning X amount, which is what they desired. What does your life look like? How would that change for you? How would that feel? They need to understand how they would feel when they achieve their financial desired outcome here. Then I go into desired outcome. If you became that version of yourself, because what you're talking about is becoming a completely different version of yourself, how would life feel different? How would you what would change about your confidence, your routine, your freedom, your lifestyle? And do you believe you have the resilience, the coachability, and are willing to become this person? Yes. Why? They need to understand how they would feel when achieving their identity outcome and commit to becoming them. Commitment is huge. You need these micro commitments all the way through. Then you bring them back to reality. You bring them down. You've taken them up, taken them down. You're taking them up, taking them down, taking them up, taking them down. So based on everything you know right now, how close do you think you are to becoming that person? 1 to 10. And it's going to be low, because if it's not low, then it's high, then they're already close to becoming that person. And you're not getting you're not like pressure testing them or like temperature testing them based on their commitment to paying. It's their commitment to changing. Cool. Realistically, how long would it take to hit their desired outcome if nothing changes? Cool. Fuck. Are you willing to wait another few years to start living life on your terms? You only live once, right? This isn't a fucking dress rehearsal. Okay, cool. So some changes need to be made, right? Yes. They need to understand how far away they are from becoming the person they need to become to reach their goals and life that they have here, right? Then you go into cost of inaction. Cost of inaction is always fucking huge. Cost of inaction is one of the best ways to fucking help someone close. Because at the end of the day, the cost of inaction is just like, well, it's needed, all right? That's all I'm saying. The cost of inaction is fucking needed, because if you don't do it, then they don't care. So what happens if you keep living in this current cycle, insert pain, shit situation, and you don't change anything? Where are you in 6, 12, 18 months? Same job, same stress, same loop. Is that what you want? So let's say in a couple of years you look back and you realize you played it safe, never backed yourself to be the person you know you could be to achieve your goals. How would that feel? Cool. Do you want to feel like that? No. What are you going to do about it? No. Here, they need to understand how they would feel if they don't make a change and they never made, and never amount to anything. Boom. Then it's the commitment to change. Commitment to change is one of my favorites. So time to make a change. Are you sure? You don't have to. Yes. Because nothing changes, right? But before we go any further, I just need to push back a little bit. A lot of people talk a big game, but when it comes to action, they flake. I'm sure you're not like that, but I need to double check. You know what they say, talk is cheap, and that's why everyone can afford it. So first question, do you back yourself 100%? They need to say yes. Why? What makes you so special? Because the road is hard, right? It's a hard road, and it isn't an easy path to choosing to follow. So why you? Get them to sell themselves to you on why they're going to achieve their goals and change their life. This makes them super accountable and super ready to fucking make a decision. Sure. So I ask, because I know I can do it. I've done it. Our coaches can do it, and the students can do it. They're in the process of doing it. But realistically, the best part of the journey is what makes you different from everyone else. And honestly, the only difference between us and you right now is we drew a line in the sand. We made a decision to back to ourselves, to their heels, and put in the fucking work. Everyone else in the community has done it, but they're not special. We just believe that they've worked more, they've worked harder, and they get distracted less by the bullshit of life. So are you ready to actually become the architect of your life and stop letting your current reality decide your future? Yes. Are you sure? You don't have to. You need to be 100% confident that they are needing our help here and they are ready to make a change, no questions asked. They also need to feel like without us, they won't make it and are excited to start their journey. Boom. Then you do a quick summary. So you're tired of stack the pain. You've tried insert failed solutions. And what you really want is stack the desired outcome. Sound about right? Yes. Cool. 100%? Yeah, good. Based on what you said, I think you'd be a good fit. So I'd like to tell you more about that, about us, if that works for you. But first, I need to know what level of access you need. Then you briefly run through the level of access. Is it bottom tier? Is it higher tier? That's it. They're always going to say higher tier, so you lean into the higher price. Maybe they can't afford it, but then they're definitely going to take the downsell. Why is that the best fit for you? Why do you think that's going to be good? Cool. Here they need to tell you what they want to hear about us. You don't fucking pitch until they tell you they want you to. Then you don't pitch until you've been told by them what level of access they need. They have to tell you why they need that level of access. Cool. Then you pitch the price. Let's talk about how we can help. Before I break it down, I just want to be up front. The investment is X. It's 6 months access, lifetime access, whatever it is. And what we do is, and then you go into the 3 pillars: coaching, content, community, which is common. You said you struggle with insert pain. What we do is we do step by step, blah, 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 to make sure everything fits. Content, this is where you get blah, 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 fits. Community, sound about good? Perfect. And the community is always the most powerful part. You've been plugged into a tribe of people in the same position as you that want to grow, because a rising tide raises all boats. Some of the 5 people you surround yourself with, right? This is where you should be fucking going in. You only tell them what they want to hear. They told you in the criteria section what they want, so plug it in. Add analogies into it. Make it sound sexier and sure they feel like they're going to get the outcome they want. The pitch should only take a few minutes. Don't stay here forever. Then you go into the closing statement. Just before we go into the next steps, how committed are you to changing your life? 1 to 10. Again, what is your number? If it's not a 10, then make sure they get to a 10. Get all the objections out. Are you ready to make the kind of change your future self will thank you for, or do you need to keep playing it small? Good. So you're going to crush it. And then so you're going to go from pain to desired outcome. Make sure that they're committed to changing their life, not committed to paying. Changing their life only. Once you have that commitment, then you can move into the close. Boom. Cool. Any final questions, qualms, or concerns? Cool. Do you believe that you can get to the desired outcome? Yes. Why? Are you ready to become the person you know you can become? Yes. Why? Okay, cool. Would you like me to walk you through the next steps? Sure. So after you've handled the investment, I can onboard you into the community, introduce you to the coaches, and then Connor will reach out, introduce himself, and you can book your onboarding call with him. And then we'll get to work on building your life from the ground up. Ready for that? They're going to say yes. Perfect. I'm going to fire the investment link over so you can chat there. While you process that, I'm going to take some of the information you have on file. Have you got the link? Perfect. Email address, phone number. Perfect. Here, your job is to slowly and carefully get them to pay in a slow and calm fashion. No rushing around, just keep it calm. People will pay like this and not even realize. So relax and make sure you keep the conversation light and flowy. Do not ask them to pay. Assume they're closed and send them a link when they say they're ready for the next steps. It's simple, guys. It's fucking simple. You're not banging anyone in. I barely even mentioned the price. I mentioned the price once. That is it. That is fucking it. There is nothing else to it. And for me, this is simple. I fucking do this with my eyes closed. But this is why I've made this script very, very easy to follow. So what I would say for you guys is if you want this script, it's the script that I use for my team. It is the best script that I would say that you can use right now because, I wrote it and I went through it and there's not crazy amounts in there. It's not going to fucking piss you off how much is in there, but it's just got great fucking information. It tells you what you need to know. If you don't know what you need to know, then it's like, you need this information. Anyway, that's how you close a deal from fucking start to finish. If you get objections, you handle objections, but we can go through objections at a different point. But that's how you close a fucking proper deal. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.